Hello. Welcome back to Inside Out Universe. I'm so happy that you guys are tuning in. Today I have a very special guest. I actually recorded this episode with this guest once before, but because it was the first episode I ever recorded, I wasn't too happy with the way it came out, especially considering that this guest is like a very, very close friend of mine and that someone that I have so much love and respect for. I really wanted to re-record it and give you guys something with better quality and give him a chance to be on a podcast that's actually better produced, because I've gotten so much better now. Anyways, today I am here with my friend Omid. He's been my best friend, one of my best friends for almost 13 years. We went to high school together, and actually, interestingly enough, he has the same birthday as me, which I'll never stop telling people because it's so fucking cool. Month, day, year, everything. He's my twin. That's what his name is saved in my phone. And he's a fucking dope human being that we have the pleasure of talking with today. Hi, Omid.
What's up? What's up, my friend? Thank you so much for having me again.
How are you?
It's fun just talking, honestly. Sitting and talking.
You and I, even the last time, before we even turned on the cameras, we were like talking for like 2 hours.
Yeah, just hearing my voice through this mic is soothing too. Just want to talk to myself all the time through a mic like this.
Is it? If you like the mic a little bit more distant from your mouth, I'll turn up your sound.
I like it kind of distant, but this is good. No?
Yeah,
right here is fine.
Now you can have it distant and still be heard.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know that getting the mics is like takes some time to get used to. I used to, for the first few episodes, I kept like holding the mic stand like this, and Ali, who edits the videos, was like, "Bro," he's like, "You look like you don't have an arm."
Yo, the thing is, I have like, I at this age, I still have voice cracks. Okay, so I don't want it to like
At your big ass age.
go, reflect badly into the mic and into people's ears. So,
Dude, I'm the queen of voice cracks. You know me.
I don't know. Voice cracks on a guy is different though. It's like, yo, he's talking deep down. I was like, nah, I'm not that.
That was so funny, bro. Anyways, I was talking to you before we turned on the cameras and stuff. This is one thing about me and Omid. We never run out of things to talk about. Last time you were here, we discussed your injury a little bit, but I guess because I probably won't be releasing that last episode, there was nothing wrong with it. We actually had great conversations. It's just that it wasn't produced well, so I wanted to do it again. Like, I got new lights and managed to like set up the cameras differently and things. So would you still like to talk about your injury? What would you like to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about.
It's just hard not to talk about your injury because like you're literally wearing a knee brace.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, it's not a big deal at this point. It's not. Maybe 5 months ago it was such a big deal, and I kind of made it like dictate my life. Like, wherever I went, I wanted people to know that I'm injured first, then I'm Omid. You know
Why?
I don't know. Just I wanted people to feel bad for me. I still want people to feel bad for me. I'm on petty. I don't know why. I don't have enough people feeling bad for me. But that's just
Dude,
bad.
I feel like people are gonna love you. You're so freaking real. It's so funny. Last time he was on the podcast, I was like, what do you want to talk about? He goes, I'm so lost.
I'm even more lost, actually. And you sent me a quote. You're like, life is not about finding yourself, about creating yourself. I'm like, bro, I'm even more lost. Like, what do I do now?
I woke up one morning and I saw, because he deleted all of his social media accounts and everything because he says that social media gives him an anxiety, which we'll get into. So I had to text him a quote that I found on Instagram that said, life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. And I think that puts you in a panic attack.
Yeah, it honestly did.
Sorry.
Because I'm just like, bro, like, it's tough to just say that and believe that too, because in my opinion, you can't just create something from something you haven't found. Like, I get it. You gotta like discover yourself, but how are you gonna discover something when you don't know where it's gonna be at? Like, where's gonna
Yeah, but instead of focusing so much on like finding yourself, you could focus on like what makes you feel happy, what are you passionate about, and like create yourself. There's so much less pressure.
Yes, but it's like, I don't even know what makes me feel happy. That's what I'm trying to find out. What makes me feel happy? Like what?
I feel like you're being hard on yourself because.
Oh my god! Last time we talked about this, dude, yo, I've been harder on myself ever since last time. You don't even.
Did the podcast just put you in a friggin'...
Put me in a frenzy.
All right, so what have you currently been? Okay, this is why I love Omid, because like we're fundamentally the same. We always say this because this is literally he's real as fuck. That's why he's sharing everything. But this is exactly what goes on in my head. I just don't always say it. So
No, I always say it, 1,000%.
And it makes me feel so good when I talk to you.
Because I just feel good to like let it out there, to vent out. It doesn't even matter if it's to a random person. Like I literally I'll injure my leg and I'll go cry to the security guy or whoever is right there. I'll cry to them because I need to let it out. If it stays with me, it will annoy me, okay? And a lot of times I talk to myself because I let it out on myself.
Wait, which security guard did you cry to?
When I went to the hospital, the security guard was the first one at the door, and he saw me crying in my car because I was like mind baffled. I was confused. And he's like, what do I do for you? I'm like, come help me, please. I'm begging you. He came, he brought me a wheelchair, but I couldn't sit on it, okay? So he carried me. And I just grabbed him tight.
You're
and I needed someone.
I know, but how did he carry you? You're heavy.
I had one hand on him and I was limping. And he had me like this and
So now, okay, let's unpack this. So you're saying that you feel even worse than you did when we initially filmed the podcast, which was like a couple months ago. So what has happened in these 2 months that has made you feel more lost than you were initially?
Well, I still haven't found what I'm looking for, which is obviously it's just like far away. And I'm running out of patience. I don't know why. I shouldn't. This is the time where
What do you mean looking for in terms of what?
Like the
life?
things I want in life, okay? We talked about this in the future. So
In the future.
I'm saying the wrong words today.
You're psychic.
You know, like the thing I said outside. No. Anyways, we talked about this in the past.
Okay. Now that we've gotten that straight. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about it in the past. I remember. It wasn't in the future. That like I am me before being anything else. Okay, remember you say I'm Donia before being a lawyer or this and that. Okay, but still I am me. I get it. I am me before anything else, and I know that. Okay.
Okay, wait. Okay, so since the other episode's not coming out, last time when we talked, he was saying that he was lost, and I said, okay, well, maybe you're not going to find yourself in a career or in a title. Maybe you should try to find out who Omid is and stop identifying yourself with careers and opportunities. So now he's... Okay, go on.
Here's what I've been thinking. That I really need to identify myself with a label. I need to. And the labels that I want on me, okay, are far away from me, okay, like a psychotherapist. That is what I want to be. That is what I want to be as Omid doing in life, okay.
And what's stopping you?
Time. My own patience.
What do you mean?
Like, it's far away, okay. It's not like, you see, things like that being something like that, and you know, it's like, yo, I'm going to put it out there because you know what's stopping me. So I'm going to just put it out there because you know what it is. Just asking me so I could put it out there.
Yeah.
Things like this, okay, competitive things like becoming a psychotherapist and becoming the other thing that I want to become, okay, which I really don't want to talk about it here, but, okay, you know what I want to become, right?
No?
I want to become a cop too.
Oh, wow, okay, but I don't want to talk about this.
We never talked about this?
Mm-mm.
We never really went in deep about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Anyways, doesn't matter.
So you want to be a psychotherapist
Listen,
cop.
so this is actually a very interesting conversation. And it's actually interesting for the podcast. I just don't want to really talk a lot about it so that I leave it out there and actually not pursue it. Because I really love doing these things. And hear me out. I went to a recruitment event, okay? Being a cop here in wherever actually, honestly, and nowadays it should be like that, is very tough. Being a cop in Canada, in Ontario, in our city, Toronto, wherever, it's really tough. Okay, not only it's tough to be a good candidate for it, it's also tough to pass background checks and stuff like that. People have been trying to be cops for years. Right, when I watch videos and podcasts of people talking about, like, there's a podcast on YouTube. This guy, he has a security firm, and he interviews cops that became cops, and he's like, tell me about your journey, okay? Well, some of them took them 6 tries, and 6 tries means you try right now, you have to wait till next year. Okay, so
Damn.
if you don't get in for whatever reason, and there's multiple steps, all of that for whatever reason, you weren't fit enough. I don't know. They don't tell you, right? You didn't pass the background check. They don't tell you. You have to try again next year. So again, next year I try. I won't get it, right? So I went to a recruitment event. Recruiter told me, right, do not choose policing as your first career, okay? Choose it as your second. Do whatever you need to be, okay, in life. Do that, and on the side, try to be as much of a good candidate for policing as you can, okay? Because being a police, they want people that have good life experiences because they will teach them the specifics. They want people that have volunteer experience. They want people that are involved. They want people that are built for that life. It could be anybody. Okay, and for me personally, I'm thinking, right, I don't want to do, like, I will do security once my knee heals and stuff. These are like some of the prerequisites and stuff, and I'm already volunteering. I'm doing everything I can, okay, but I don't want to revolve around that. I always wanted to be a psychologist, and let's not mix terms. I've always wanted to be a psychologist, but now I've realized I want to be a psychotherapist.
What's the difference?
That's a whole other conversation too. Psychologist is a social scientist. They do mainly a lot of research. They have a PhD. Psychotherapist has a master's. They do counseling. They do mainly talking. Okay, so I would love to do mainly the talking, not the research. Whereas Roham is very interested in the research, and the program he's in is very heavily research oriented, and they want psychologists out of it. Okay, anyways, so that's besides the point. So that's what I'm trying to do on the side. Okay, and I'm also trying to get good for that too. Okay, so in order to be those amazing careers, those things that I think define me, honestly, as a person, like, I want to get up every day and I want to help people. Deadass. I want to, like,
you want to be identified with your career.
yes,
Okay.
I want to get, like, I'm Omid, sure, but Omid is someone that consistently needs to be in people's problems and try to help them. Even if he can't, he needs to try so that he could understand how he can. Because
I disagree with that, but I respect that.
That's something we could talk about deeper and deeper too, because you have your points too, and your points, like, bro, they're gonna.
It's just because I have done it your way, and it was really, really bad for my mental health. That's
another thing another say too. I need to learn things the hard way, like the hard way. Okay.
You should go live with my dad for a little while.
No, that's just how you really learn. Like, you telling me that, okay, you telling me you did that, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I talked to Alias the other day about this the other day. He's like, yo, why don't you start your own business? Right? I could start a business. Like, I'm, knock on wood, I have a lot of skills, and I'm very, knock on wood, likable, right? So starting a fitness business for me, like a fitness business, something that I have credentials in, so easy, and I can make money out of it. I do not want to do that because I haven't explored life yet enough. I will do that in my 40s when everything that I want to become has not, what I haven't become them. You know, I can do that. But right now.
So wait, can I? Okay, let's.
And people tell me, yo, I've done it. Yo, trust me. I just let me.
It doesn't work the same. You have to experience it for yourself. I get that. But wait, let's compartmentalize what you're saying. Okay, let's narrow it down. So you said one of the things that you said you don't really want to talk about the cop thing, so we'll leave that off the table.
It's just that it's like, for now, I'm developing myself to be that, and I don't want to talk about something I'm not there yet. But, like, It's something that I will apply even for, like, I'm trying my best to be a good candidate for it, and you gotta run. I can't run, right? So I will apply for this, and we have another friend, I'll tell you who he is. He's also trying to pursue that, and I talked to him a lot about it. And I told him the other day, I'm not a man yet for this.
I know the friend, right? Yeah.
I told him I'm not a man yet for this. I need to be a man, know that I'm a man for them to choose me, because realistically, that's a man's job, okay? So I'm planning to even apply, right, next year, right, 2025. So I'm just trying to get myself ready, so I apply, so that I see what happens. Whether they, I don't know if they'll accept me the first time. Most likely not, but we'll see how it goes. That's just going to build me more and more. So hopefully in my 30s, I am what I need to be where I need to be.
And how
so,
old are you now? My age, right? 27.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking funny for asking you that when I literally started this podcast by saying we have the same birthday. And I'm like, how old are you? No, it's because I like to ask you questions so you say
Of
it.
course, I'm joking.
Okay. But wait, my brain works in a very organized fashion. So let's organize everything that you just talked about.
So does mine. It's all over the place, and I tell people it's all over the place
and
every
I'm trying
time.
to
But believe me, I'm trying to organize it.
Okay, so let's do it together. So let's start with the psychotherapy thing. So you want to become a psychotherapist. In this moment right now.
What am I doing to get that?
No. I'm not gonna. I would never. I hate that question.
No, but I am doing something to get that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm
not standing around.
Sure.
Like, I'm really trying my best to get there.
No. I know. I was gonna say, in this moment right now, if you're being completely honest with yourself, what's preventing you from doing it?
Which one?
Psychotherapy.
Not being registered under the College of Psychotherapists. What's preventing me from being a cop, not having the badge?
No, I'm saying what's preventing you mentally from pursuing it, from actually taking the first step. It. You are, but you're not.
I am. Absolutely, I am. I took the first step, okay? And that was to go back to school no matter what it is, okay? And I am going back to school. Okay. Because I need to get back into the academic field, get the academic referees, get the academic experience a little bit more, okay, so that I could
you say
be,
like that?
Sorry, just whatever doesn't matter. So that I could be again a good candidate for master's program too. Because look, all of these. Wait. Let me just tell you this. I don't know the exact numbers, okay, but 10,000 people a year apply for policing, and only 100 people get it. About I think 350 people apply every year for clinical psychology, okay, and only 15 get it. Dude.
But wait, okay.
So the goal is to do this program, which is 1 year, and it's co-op at the end, okay? So it hopefully sets you up. That's what's supposed to do.
Is it related to what you want to do?
It's called addiction and mental health counseling.
Okay, so it's related.
Okay, it's a postgraduate certificate.
Do you need that to become a psychotherapist?
Absolutely don't need it to be a psychotherapist. What you need is a master's degree in psychotherapy.
So why don't you go for your master's? Because you have a bachelor's, right?
Because I will not be... I will not get picked out of those 15 people.
Wait. You got to slow it down. You're giving me anxiety. Okay, wait. So the program that you're going to join in August or whatever, that is not actually a step in your journey, like literally, like technically. So you need a master's.
No, it absolutely is. It should be, because here's the thing. You need a master's to be a psychotherapist. But how do you get a master's? You need to be a good student and a good candidate for a master's program. What's a good student? Okay, well, straight A's. Well, I got some of that, okay? Now, don't get me wrong.
Dude,
No. Let me tell you this. Here's the thing. In order to get into clinical psychology, you need an A. In order to get into a psychotherapy program, you need a B.
First of all, put your mic in front of your mouth. Second of all, wait. I know what you're saying. I understand that.
I got the B's. Okay, what else do I need?
B's, the A's, the C's. I got the B's.
I got the decent academics. Okay, you know what else I need? I need experience in mental health world. They need that 1 year experience in counseling. Okay, so what this program does is that in the third semester, it has co-op in a mental health setting as either a counselor. You could do counseling. You can't do therapy. Okay, you could do counseling without the title psychotherapist, but you can't be a psychotherapist. Got it? Yeah. So I could be an addiction counselor. I could be a trauma informer. I could be a crisis counselor. Okay, so there's stuff, intake counselor, for like relief work, stuff like that in the mental health world. Okay, so I get how to do stuff in the mental health world. So I put that on my resume so that when I apply, I have a much better chance of getting into a program. And
okay, so it sounds like you have a good handle on your career in life. Let's talk about something else. I have a good handle
in the future. I don't have a good handle at the moment.
Okay, well, that's what I'm trying to narrow it down. I'm trying to say, okay, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. There was a time in my life. Yeah. There was a time in my life where I knew on paper, I A, B, C.
Trust me,
I knew exactly what I needed to do.
I know exactly
but I was going, instead of going A, B, C, I was going A, B, C, Z, Y, N, 2,
That's what
whatever.
I'm doing low-key
Like
right
I
now.
was literally going in circles.
That's what I'm doing low-key right now, okay? But here's the thing. You know how you said on paper? So I'm also trying to figure out, okay? I'm doing all of that on paper to get into the real world. But is that what I really want to do in the real world?
But that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. But you spent the last 40 minutes wasting my time talking about something irrelevant.
And here's what I'm trying to tell you.
But no, wait, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Something I want to do, like if, this is what I'm trying to tell you. If nobody paid me. Every day I would get up, okay, and I would want to have people come.
You'd be homeless if nobody
No,
paid
I'm saying
you.
no. I'm saying this is what I would love to do for free every day. It's my passion.
Even if
is
you're
to literally
homeless?
talk to people every day.
Yeah,
No, I'm
homeless
saying-
people talk to people all the
I'm trying to
time.
tell you what I would
The
try.
homeless guy around the corner
What
from
I'm
my
trying to do
house
for
opens the door for me every morning
it's just
to the Tim Hortons.
dude, when I was working downtown, the
Do
amount
you have
of
anxiety right
Dude,
now?
listen,
Wait.
this
Listen, no,
dude
you listen. This is
was
my
stuck in the
podcast.
air, bro. He was stuck in the mid-air, and there was another dude was sleeping on the floor in the mid-street, Young
I
Street.
feel like I'm having a dream right now. This
I was
podcast
having a
is so
dream.
chaotic.
Every day I went to fucking downtown. Every day, listen, I would go downtown, train 3-4 people for free, okay? Not 34, 2 people for free, stay there for like 3 hours, okay? With my duffel bag. All sad. Walk and look at the crackheads.
When is this?
Okay? And at one time, I was so pissed. Listen to this. I was so upset. I'm like, I need a cigarette. I looked everywhere. I couldn't find one. So a guy sitting, okay? He didn't look like a crackhead, but he was, okay? I went up to him. He looked like a crackhead. I'm like, fuck it. I might ask him. I'm like, yo, can I have a cigarette? Bro, his teeth were so fucked. He opened his mouth. I was like, no. I'm like, don't worry. It's okay. I don't want one. Bro, he got scared that I'm about to take one cigarette from him.
When was this?
Like 3 weeks ago downtown.
Omid, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Do you have anxiety right now?
Right now, I'm okay.
Are you?
I'm like...
Okay, well, can I tell you something? I'm not okay. You hijacked my podcast. Okay, wait, this is hilarious.
not okay.
I have so many crackhead stories from when I used to go to school downtown.
Such a...
I feel like crackhead is like derogatory.
That's the thing. That's the population I do want to work with, though. I wouldn't mind working at all with, because I want to see, like, what... I want to get to the bottom of it. It interests me. Again,
What,
it's something
crackheads?
that... The needed population, I guess you could say. Not the crackheads. The needed population. Like,
You said crackheads. Why are you trying to make me look bad?
that guy was a crackhead.
Okay.
A specific person.
You look like Chicken Little.
I've heard a lot of those cartoon characters.
In a cute way,
The
though.
cute ones. Yeah, I know.
You're so handsome. Okay, so clearly your career is a mess beyond a point where we could even
There
discuss
is
it.
no career. My life is a mess. I have no career.
Okay, so let's talk about
I want
something-
to be something that people are, and I'm not.
Let's talk about something that's more easily discussable because we got nowhere with that conversation. I was trying to help you come up with an A/B plan,
But
but
we
you suck.
already know. Like, you already know what I gotta do. I just gotta do it. And I'm glad that I.
But
talk
that's not
about
what
it,
I was
'cause
gonna
the only
say.
thing that really pisses me off nowadays is to keep these things inside. Like, I gotta figure my own life out, and I thank you guys for your advice, this and that. But beyond that, nothing. You can't do.
I
Anything
know,
else.
but I was gonna tell you something that I wish somebody had told me when I was going through
Go
this
ahead.
confusing phase, which is like if you see on paper that the plan that you need to embark upon is an ABC type situation, and you are still knowing that you are still running circles. I think that should be an indicator to you that your problem is not the plan. Your problem is that you are not at a point right now where you could commit to that plan.
Yeah, exactly.
And for me, for example, the reason why I couldn't commit to my situation at the time was the fact that I had a lot of doubt and fear in
Exactly.
me. And I had to
Exactly.
trace that back to like when I like my childhood, of like the way I was brought up, and it had become like a subconscious thing in my head where as soon as I would reach like a point of like success, I would start doubting myself and fear would build in me.
That's
Now
exactly what's happening
different.
with me. That's why we're so fundamentally the same, because we're so good, and we are the only one that literally holds us back. Like,
Yeah.
fudge.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to say like
now I'm nervous. Yeah.
I'm trying to say like, you know, like forget about like the plan, forget about the whatever. Yeah, keep your eyes on the ball, because that's going to be something that's going to help you through whatever you're going through. Keep your eyes on the ball. But at the same time, honestly, don't be ashamed of being lost. Don't be ashamed that you're whatever. Focus on you and making yourself somebody that is able to commit to things like that. If you don't, because you've said to me before, you're like even when we talk about other things, I'm like, oh, I feel like we had this conversation right before we turned on the cameras. I'm like, I feel like you don't see yourself as a man yet. And you were like, no, that's because I'm not yet. I need to do this and this before I can whatever. But at the same time, I feel like those are things that if you address those, everything else will fall into place.
I know the main thing is this and it's not that. I know that.
So why give yourself the anxiety of even thinking about that right now? Think about one thing at a time.
That's something kind of out of my control, and I'm trying to make it in my control, because realistically, like, the thoughts that come into my head, they really do spark crazy emotions. And emotions and thoughts are two different things. And it took me many years to learn that. I read about it, this and that, this type of psychotherapy. Emotions are different from thoughts. And you know how I figured that out finally? One morning I thought about something and it made me feel some way. I got pissed, okay? At night, I didn't remember what I thought about. But I was pissed. And I didn't know what it was. I swear to God. I'm like, bro, what pissed me off this morning?
How could you still be sad about something that you don't even remember?
You know, so I'm trying to separate my thoughts from my feelings and say that these are just thoughts, because realistically, thoughts just come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's up to me to not make me feel some way and let it F me over.
Can I tell you something? You know what helped me when so I had gotten to a point with myself. This was one of my darkest times, where I would have a random thought and then I would feel a certain way about it, and then I would spiral and I would stack that thought on top of another bad thought, and then my feelings would overwhelm me, and then I would literally feel like exploding.
You have no idea
you
how
get
many
like that
times
too?
I've almost threw up in this. I actually threw up a couple of times in the past couple of months for being overwhelmed. Dude, you throw up for drinking alcohol for your liver not being able to handle it. I was throwing up because my fucking nervous system wasn't allowing me to shed anymore. It was making me throw up. I was so overwhelmed.
You know what helped me with that? I mean, I'm sure you'd appreciate this because it's what you're also interested in somewhat. I went to therapy and I did CBT.
I don't have money for therapy right now. Believe it or not.
A lot of therapists do sliding scale.
One of my goals is to call... You know what Psychology Today is?
I've heard of it.
How did you find your therapist?
One of my best friends...
Connections?
Is a psychologist, and she introduced me to him.
Okay. So Psychology Today is a website you go find therapists from, okay? And everybody in that website gives 15 minutes of free counseling. My goal is to do that, okay? But I don't know. Again, I'm scared to talk to someone. I'm scared. And I'm scared not because... I'm scared of the reaction they will give me, because I expect so much of them, and I'm scared that if I call someone and they do not welcome me the way I want a psychotherapist to welcome me, I will be heartbroken too. I'm scared. And I've been to psychotherapists, and that's what scares me, that I'm so sorry about that. Told you this the other time too, I think, on a podcast. It's like any profession. It's like personal training. If you don't want to give the service, you won't. If you don't have it in you to give all of you, you won't. And you need to give all of you. And I need someone to give me all of them, because I'm about to give them all of me. So it's like, I don't know.
You need to find a therapist that you feel like respects the fact that you're opening up to them about such vulnerable things.
I want to be a therapist. This backstretch was 10 minutes ago when I said I want to do something for free, and you're like, yo, homeless, this and that. But listen, I want to have these titles. Okay, I'm a personal trainer. If someone would tell me to come train a bunch of people that can't pay for free, I am so down. Okay, that's another reason why I want to be in a high level profession with a title, psychotherapist, because then I could give my services to so many people for free, because it's me that it's my decision, and I want to do that. You know how many people are in my position? Actually, worse. I'm in a great position, thank God. There are people, mothers, children in very bad positions, horrible positions, that cannot afford a therapist. Okay, they cannot afford a good doctor. Okay, I could be that for a lot of them. If I hold the title, I could be that, because then I had this conversation with my mom too, and I've done this. Yo, people say I wouldn't do this. I train so many people for free, bro. I give so much of my time. I just realized that wasn't it, because here's the thing. I talked to my mom about this. He's like, yo, that's dumb of you. Well, how are you gonna make your money? Well, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, as a psychotherapist or someone like in that level, lawyer, whatever, okay, as a doctor, I'm gonna devote like 20, 30 hours on my week to a company, to a high level company, okay, whatever, hospital, institution, because that's my goal too. I do want to work in those settings. I want to be involved with people, okay, and then devote the other half to actually charity relief work, because that's gonna provide for that if I'm in a good position. Maybe. I'm just saying, these are just words. But like, I wish I could do that. I would do that. Today I would do that. Tomorrow I would do that. Hopefully 5 years from now I would do that. Hopefully.
But there are people out there that do that. And that's how I found my therapist. My therapist is offered me a sliding scale, and it's like very, very affordable. And I was able to do it. And honestly,
I'm down to do that.
I met up with him once. At first, I used to do twice a week, but then twice a week became like I was doing better, so I didn't need twice a week. Honestly, I think that if you did CBT, it would be very helpful for you, because CBT helped me be able to separate my thoughts and my emotions.
I do self-CBT. There is self-CBT. You could do self-CBT. You could do cognitive
CBT or CBD?
Both together sometimes I do. I CBD and then I CBT. Cognitive behavioral therapy, you could administer it to yourself, okay? Because it's all about distangling your thoughts from one another. Did I say that right?
Did you just make up a word, distangling?
Untangle, sorry. It's all about
I love you.
untangling your thoughts and basically opening up a pathway so that you could think clearly and not have a lot of the thoughts that direct you because they're thoughts. Okay, that's what CBT does at the end of it, and it's like a practice. It's not
say bless you, crazy.
Sorry about that. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's like working out, right? It's like I give you a fitness program. Okay, you can come up with that fitness program and go do it yourself, but you don't have the ass. You know.
I mean, if you have the knowledge, there was I had worksheets that I worked through, and if you already know those steps, then I'm sure you could do it for yourself.
Of course, but
I'm sure it's not as effective.
Exactly, that's the goal, to be as effective.
Dude, let's
to
find
someone
you a good
pushes
therapist. Let's find you a good therapist, and I'm not like I mean that because that helped me a lot. Because can I tell you something? I feel like you're really tense. Like you're very like you.
I'm on edge. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're very tense.
I keep telling you, I'm on edge.
Yeah, I'm on edge. gotta make merch. I'm on edge.
I'm very on edge.
Yeah, maybe you should also do yoga.
I'm too on edge.
You ended up doing the robot instead.
Way too on edge for yoga, but.
Okay, so anyways, let's play a game. The game is the game is Would You Rather. It's just very simple. I thought we should play a game to distract you from everything that's going on.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Would You Rather. I mean,
okay,
let's go. Whatever.
Let's play Would You Rather.
Holy shit! I had a Would You Rather. It was crazy, but I can't say this again either. I'm sorry.
Okay, stop.
It was personal. It was too personal.
Would you rather?
Oh my God.
Would you rather? Would you rather have your knee injury for the rest of your life? Like, not the way that it is now, or the way it was originally. Or would you rather have the same mental anguish that you have right now for the rest of your life? Like, the mental problems you're having right now, would you rather have that forever or have your knee?
That's a really hard question.
And that's exactly why I asked you that.
That is a really hard question. And what would you rather? The reason why I'm asking you, okay, is because honestly, it's really hard for me to answer. I want to see if it's easy for you to answer.
I've never had a knee injury.
Exactly.
So
that's why I'm asking you. I want to see how easy it is for you to answer based on the judgment of your own life.
Would I rather have a physical disability, like basically, or like a mental? Honestly, both are horrible. But if I had to pick, I would probably pick physical. Because if I was physically injured but my mind was right, I feel like I could still enjoy my life. But I feel like if I'm having so many bad mental health problems, but my body's fine, I still feel like I would have a horrible, which says a lot about our mental health. I feel like we focus a lot on our bodies and our physical health, but reality, you could live a good life with an injury.
I don't think I could do anything with mental anguish. I could do so many things with a broken knee, but there's nothing I could accomplish truly with so much mental frustration in my head. There is no way. I can't.
What helps you? What makes you feel like your head's empty? Do you, okay, listen, let me describe this. You know, there are certain things that you do that completely makes your head feel like you're empty. You're just in that moment doing that thing.
Yeah.
What?
When people one of the things is, realistically, and I haven't done it much, okay, but is when I entertain a group of people. Okay. Whatever that is. Again, I could be a fitness trainer entertaining them, right? Right, that could be it. Or I could be a friend just joking around and entertaining a bunch of people, making them laugh. But that really makes me feel present, very present, because then I am in that moment thinking of other things to do in that moment. You know? So that's that. And that's another reason why I'd love to be in those situations where I'm involved with a lot of people, giving lectures, giving talks, talking to people, so that a lot of people are satisfied with me.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? This is literally, if I had to pick, because I've always wanted to do this, but I was like, I have to do it with someone, and I couldn't figure out who. I always had this thing.
I'm not down for bungee jumping. I can't.
That's not what it is. That's not what it is.
Actually, you know what? I want to be a cop.
That's not even what I said.
I'll go anywhere. Let's go.
I feel like a lot of what's holding me back even right now in my life is fear, and it's fear of like rejection and like failure. So would you be down? I've always wanted to do this.
No.
Let's go do open mic comedy together.
I'm not that funny.
I like one of the okay, exactly. At one of these
too
bars.
much.
Exactly.
Holy.
Let's go to like a bar. I know a few downtown. Let's go to one of those. Let's do like an open mic like comedy night and just let people fucking laugh at us, bro. Let's just fail. What's gonna happen? You and I are gonna leave there.
I can't do that. I can't do that. You know why I can't do that?
Why?
Because why would I do that? Okay. When I'm thinking, like, instead of, I know you want to put yourself out there like that. Okay. I'd rather put myself out there some other way. I'd rather go present my research to people, thousands of them that aren't going to laugh at me, and make it entertaining.
But this is not about what you would rather do. This is about doing something where you know you're going to fail. I'm not a comedian. You're not a comedian. We know we're not going to make people laugh. We know we're going to fail.
Today I had this opportunity.
So let's go.
Today I had that opportunity.
Do you know how much fun that even would be? And if it makes you feel better, most of these people aren't funny.
Believe it or not, I don't think that's something I'm down for, because
shame. I really thought you were my partner in crime. You're leaving me hanging.
It's not something I'm good at.
That's the point.
Now here's the thing though. It's not my niche though. Tell me to do something in my niche that I'm not good at. Like, yo, go talk to them. Don't make them laugh, okay? Because, I genuinely don't know how to be a stand-up comedian. I could be an entertainer. I could talk to people about a topic.
But that's exactly the point.
Here's the thing. But then again,
if you tell me right now there's 1,000 people there, go and talk to them, I could do that. And I know for a fact that so could you. And I could tell you, go train those random people across the park, and it might be uncomfortable, but you could do it. If they tell me, hey, sit here and give legal advice for an hour to whatever, I could do it. It might be something that I might get nervous to do it for so many people, but I could freaking do it. The point is that it's something that is so outside of our comfort zone, our skill range.
Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. I get it. Why do something so outside and try to get good at it when I could perfect what I'm still nervous at in my own comfort zone? I still can't give a good presentation in fitness, and the guy, when he's asking me to give cues, let me go perfect that first.
But I feel like this would help you with that.
It probably would, because it would put me in a desensitized position. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Whatever happens, happens. Okay? But I don't know if I'm too scared of
feel
that
like
or
you're
not.
making
I just,
excuses
I am.
'cause
And that's
you're-
what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know if I'm too scared of that or I am probably. That is too much for me. Like,
So let's just do it.
stand up and make people laugh when I never done that before. That's
On the spot. You don't even know how many people are going to be there.
The thing is, I don't even have a structure. I don't like. It's
Doesn't
like it's like
matter.
I don't like. How would you start it?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Like,
And I wouldn't think about it. I would want it to be like completely. I would want you not to think about it and me not to think about it, and for us to literally pull up, have 2 shots, and just go on stage, do whatever. Maybe not even have the shots so that we're in our full, natural state. Why are you
I'm thinking it.
molesting
No,
my
no, no.
leaf?
Yo, because I can't touch my nipple anymore. I have to do something. I'm nervous, bro.
When he gets
Yo,
nervous,
you
he
see-
like goes like this a lot to his chest. So like now he's I told him last time when we recorded, I was like, it looks like you're pinching your own nipples. So he's like, okay, fine. And now he's like playing with these leaves.
Listen, that's something that
All I'm hearing is yes, let's do it.
I just don't want. Like, it's tough.
Exactly. It's tough, but you're tougher. Because honestly, that's what I feel like you need
I don't
right
know
now.
any jokes.
I
though,
feel
either.
I feel like you've spent too much time. You've let the fear build up too much to where now it's consuming you. That's why you're tense, bro. That's literally why you're tense. Just let people laugh at you. Just go and fail. Let's keep doing shit like that just so you feel comfortable. And like, I feel like that's going to help you be less tense. I'm telling you, this is, I need this. Let's do this. Okay, guys. I will update, I will keep you guys posted on whether or
It's
not
not a
Omid
yes
and I.
for me.
I'm gonna keep working
but
on it, and I will let you guys know if I end up taking Omid out to a comedy bar. You're so funny though.
I am a funny individual.
You're one of the
I
funniest
just
people
don't
I
have
know.
jokes.
I feel like this is one of the funniest podcasts I've done. Maybe it's just funny to me because I know you.
I think this was a very successful and good podcast.
I know
Actually,
it's hilarious.
I don't think we like the last one. I was nervous,
Okay, wait. What kind of person was I in high
which
school?
is actually
I
becoming
wanna
12
tell you
years.
what kind
You're
of
right,
person-
exactly 12 years. I'm about to turn 28.
So, Omid and I.
Oh
You're
my
so funny.
God.
Okay.
27 and 8 are very young. I
Okay,
realize,
mental
though.
crisis. Reel
No,
it in, crazy.
a lot of people call me babies, though. I thought 27, 28 was good.
Who
But
calls you baby?
some guy, some woman.
Some guy.
No,
Who calls you baby? Some guy.
some woman.
This is so funny. Okay, so me and Omid, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm putting you on blast. We have a discrepancy in terms of how we remember high school to be. The way that I remember high school to be, the way that I remember Omid to be in high school is when I put myself in the mind and body of me in high school. I always thought that Omid was very popular because our group of friends, we were all Persian. They called us the Fob Persians because everybody in our group was like Persian. We literally just stuck together. We did everything together. We didn't socialize too much outside of our group. This guy had 19 different friend groups, friggin' teachers and the guys that used to sit on the stage in the cafeteria. Those are the cool guys, the Falcons. You know who you are.
No, it just really was always actually. Again, now that I think about it, I always loved to chase titles and people that are top, and I don't know. I always wanted to chase the goodness.
So see, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Okay.
let me tell you one more thing.
But wait. The thing is, when I bring that up to him and I'm like, hey, you were so popular in school, he remembers it completely differently.
Here's the thing, though. The reason why, okay, I want it to be known, okay? But it's like, you want to be laughed at, okay? Or you want people to laugh with you. Which one?
Laugh with you.
Exactly, right? I want it to be known, okay? But how did I become known? By people fucking fooling around with me, tossing me around, talking shit about me.
But everybody loved you so much. Everybody wanted to be friends with you.
To be honest with you, not grade 10 and 11 when I was a child. As I became older and older, I became more wise and I became a man, and I went through puberty towards the end of when everyone finished becoming a man.
Becoming a man.
No, I'm serious. I went through all of this late. I had medical problems, whatever, it doesn't matter. It was tough. So I wasn't a teenage boy, until I finished high school. And you could imagine, everybody's a teenage boy. I just wanted to be part of them.
That's not at all how I remember it.
That's how I felt in my body. Okay, again,
That's so
here's the
interesting.
funny thing again. You see, it's so funny how
It's
it
so
relates
interesting.
to this now too, because how I don't think of myself as a man. I think of myself as a boy.
But see, that's exactly what
You
I'm saying.
see?
Like, okay, let me explain this to everybody who doesn't know you. So when I first joined their high school, I had just come here from like a completely different country. I had just left all my friends, and I was having like a lot of like my family. My parents had just separated and everything, so I was a whole mess. I'm not gonna lie, I had just come from Iran, so I was a little bit more on what you would call like fob. That's what everybody would call me, fob.
Well, it makes sense because you're fresh out of the boat. That's what it means.
That's
it doesn't
what-
mean anything else.
Yeah, but it means that like everybody knows what that means.
It's used nowadays to make you look fragile.
But anyways, so yeah, so when I came to high school, you know how everybody knows how high school is. Everybody wanted to like look and like chat and whisper about like, oh, there's a new girl and whatever. And I remember like I even came out of like the counselor's office, and there was like guys and girls like whispering about it and whatever, of like there's a new girl, but nobody wanted to come and talk to me, and I didn't know how to take the bus to and from school. So I remember one time this guy, I will never forget this. He came up to me and he was like, hey, like do you know how to go home? Like, do you know how to get home? And I was like, no, I don't. And he was like, okay, like let me walk you home. And I was like, all right, cool. So instead of taking the bus, we ended up walking home. You walked me all the way to my house. We had a full-on conversation all the way. You asked me, you're like, oh, like where'd you come from, like blah blah blah. We had a full like hour-long conversation. Literally went to the park, didn't even go to my house, went to the park and whatever. And then you dropped me off home, and you were like, okay, like cool, like whatever. That was one of the nicest and most quote unquote manly things anybody ever did for me in high school. So the fact that you say that that's not how you were on the inside, that's not what I was getting.
Okay, that's great.
You know what I mean?
That's great that you felt that way.
So why don't you feel that way? Let's talk about that.
Well, that's because I just don't. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a manly thing to do that. I mean, some of the things that I do, it's not about manly. It's just about respect and about actually being there for people.
Wait, something weird happened.
Something got fried.
1 second.
Hello. Okay, hold on. I got it. So I'm a gamer. Okay, I know how to fix shit.
Yeah, stop moving your mic and everything.
Listen, I'm a gamer. I know how to. I'm decent with shit like this too. Okay.
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 All right. All right. But no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to be like, why don't you feel like that? Because if you don't feel like that, you don't feel like that.
No. I'm trying to explain to you why.
Okay.
I don't feel like that.
But do you
explain
understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not trying to say Omid feel like that.
No,
I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to explain to you.
What makes you not feel like that?
Well, here's the thing. It's because of again, the things that I've done, the things that I do. Okay, they're just a sign of respect. I get it. Okay. It's a sign of respect, and what I did for you, I was honestly respectful, and I'm glad that you think of it as manly. And it's very.
You don't need to do that. I don't think that's what it was.
It confuses me, okay, that you say that, and I know you met a lot of men, and you
Okay. Huh? I know you've met a lot of men.
That's not what I meant either, bro. Like, I meant as in, like, bro, what you said, okay, and you said that's one of the manliest things someone has done, which was it's like the, what do you call it, the bottom of the bottom. It's like, bro, it's like, it's automatic. It's standard, okay?
Yeah, but appreciate those things because a lot of people didn't do that.
That's what I'm trying to get. I'm so confused that people don't do that, okay? I'm just confused. Now, why do I not feel that way? Okay, because why do I not feel like a man? Okay, well, at the time I didn't feel like a boy. Okay, now I don't feel like a man because it hasn't been proven to me yet that some of the true manly things that I have to do to be a man hasn't been done yet. Again, I don't want to get into many specifics here. I could, but for example, I'll be honest. Again, people, for example, living by yourself, supporting someone. It could be a dog. It could be a family. It could be your girlfriend, right? Support. These are things that a man has to do. I'm sorry, but I'm a boy now. Why did I not feel like a boy back then? Okay, because I wasn't like those other boys. I wasn't in sports teams. I was getting rejected from sports teams. I was too small.
You played soccer.
At grade 12, after 4 years of injecting shit in my thing so I could grow up. And I did play, but I was lousy and I didn't. I'm a late bloomer. Okay, I'm a late bloomer. I have fun. After I reached 25, I finally became decent at so many things. Which is like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, dude's doing it at 16. What I wanted to do.
I get that.
Nevertheless, whatever, these specific reasons, like for example, the fact that girls, okay, it's a real one, the fact that girls wanted to just be friends, okay, that on
That's
its own.
also not true. I know countless girls that you friend zoned
No, listen to me.
that would have been interested in dating you had you not friend zoned them.
No.
And to this day, when I ask you about your dating history, you say, I'm friends with all these girls. He's literally like, he's always been friends with some of the most beautiful girls that I absolutely believe as a woman would have dated you if you'd initiated it.
Here's the thing too. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to get at too. I was never boy enough for that. I wasn't good enough. I didn't know how to do that. I always just was, I guess, I don't know. Here's the thing. I was man enough, okay? So I just haven't found the woman that sees that manness in me and wants me as a partner, okay? And that's one reason that I feel...
I see that in you. Is this our love story?
Relax. And I know, no, I'm just saying.
That's crazy.
The thing is...
That's my rejection therapy for the day.
Listen.
You turned me down. That's crazy. You didn't even address it. You just said relax. That's why.
Because what you said is a joke, and I don't appreciate it. You were joking around. You are just like other girls, just like all other.
I'm crying. Okay, but wait. Can I say something though? Wait, to add to what you're saying, maybe.
One more thing. I just didn't feel like the other boys. I didn't.
Yeah, no, it all comes down to how you feel on the inside, and I get that. I wasn't saying that you should feel that way. I was just more so trying to figure out like your inner workings. But one thing that I do agree with you on, and that this might be a controversial idea or whatever, but I personally believe that like our society's like definition of what it means to be a man is a lot more tangible than a woman's. And what I mean by that is like for a man to be a man, you need to have a house, live by yourself, be able to support everything tangible out here. For a woman to be a woman, it's like she has to be soft, she has to be feminine. It's all internal things. So in that sense, I feel for men because I feel like your manliness has to be validated to you.
Here's the thing too. Both of us have to validate our ownness to each other. You have to validate and prove your femininity to yourself and to the world, and I have to do that. Let's not put tangible as the word that describes it. I just have to prove myself to society, and that is by providing. How do I provide? Having a house, having a proper career, being dominant. I don't know.
But when I say tangible, I don't just mean like monetary or like whatever. I mean that it's a lot more real world based. So you have to establish yourself as a man, in the real world in order to be validated in the real world. And for women, it's like that in a lot of senses too. And we're not going to get into that. But like for women, it's also a lot more internal. But I think that that's doing a disservice to men because men like you who are really good men internally, like you have good morals, you stand on your morals, you have good principles, you know what I mean? Like the example I just gave of how you are, you can't validate yourself, you can't validate your existence because you don't have anything tangible or whatever to like back it up with.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you, that's fine. The more I look at it, I mean, I know, I don't want to say this, but I know like society is like ran by like a lot of fucked up people and shit, but I get it. In order to truly be something, you gotta be good. You gotta go through it and you gotta become it. And I don't blame society for putting these challenges on us as long as we become good from these challenges. Like, I don't mind not being validated right now as long as I validate myself, because it's through these challenges that I become what I need to become. I mean, think about it. The jobs that I'm talking about being revolves around really like saving people's lives. Okay, let's talk about psychotherapists. I volunteer, okay, as a chat responder, okay? Some of the stories I'm hearing are crazy, okay? Now imagine hearing that in real life. The person comes to you and says the craziest stuff. you have to, you honestly, you either make or break them. Like you either make them, fix them, or you break them completely. Okay. So in order for me to be that make or breaker for someone who's breaking, I need to be built like metal. Like I'm not even metal, steel, whatever, iron. Go down the freaking periodic table, grab the hardest element, that one.
No, I feel that. No, I get that. Just got to make sure that we're not running late because, by the way, for everyone watching, I don't know if you guys are gonna see Omid's episode before or after 6 a.m. But 6 a.m. is our friend who's also an artist, and he's doing his listening party for his album, for his newly released album. It's called What Goes Around or What Comes Around.
I have no idea because honestly, I don't know anything about it. I'm not on social media. I didn't even know he had it till 2 days ago.
I think it's called What Comes Around. No, it's What Goes Around. Yeah, it's What Goes Around. And he's releasing that, and we're going to his album release party, and that's exciting. Do you like socializing with people?
Are you stupid?
Thank you. Ali, end the episode on that. End it on that. It's done. Okay, thank you everybody for watching. This was great. I really enjoyed this.
Is that what you're gonna ask me?
Tune in again next week. I'm a shell of a human. What are you doing to me? This guy said, in order to be able to be who I want to be, I have to learn how to make or break people. Well, congratulations, you broke me.
Don't worry, I'll make you. I'll make you after the podcast.
Oh my God.
Never mind, that sounded awful. What the fuck?
This podcast is so funny. I'm so happy we did it again. Oops, I did it again.
It was much more successful. I wasn't as nervous.
Yeah, what you got to be nervous about, sexy Mexi?
Nothing. Whatever.
Okay. Okay, dissociate. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, let's get it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Let's wrap this so we can talk more about other stuff.
Omid's attention span has officially left the chat, so we're going to get off and go and talk about some things that he clearly doesn't want to talk about on Inside Out Universe. But don't worry, any intel I get in private, I will make sure to share on my social media because he doesn't even have Instagram. Anyways, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Guys, this is not Omid's first time. It's not his second time. It's literally his third or fourth time because he also came
It's actually my third time.
Yeah, he
right.
came and did a
crazy.
test trial with me because him and Ali, my friend, were helping me set everything up, and he came for that. And then he filmed one with me, which I wasn't great at doing the lighting, like I said. So this is the third time he's on here. So guys, Omid's a real one. He's been through everything with me building this podcast.
Free therapy sessions.
Huh?
Free therapy sessions.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, we have the best conversations, but yeah, he's helped me a lot. So I hope you guys send him some love, and I love you guys. Thank you for coming on my podcast. I love you, and see you guys next time. Bye.